Hello everybody and welcome to another video with Spartan086 on model tanks, and today we're doing my Forces of Valor modernised vehicles. Yep, that was a mouthful. So today we have a full range of customised modernised vehicles that I've done to my crazy expectations. Yep. Apologies in advance, some of them are still in a wee bit in need of repair. All of these were second hand bought and had some kind of damage or missing things on them. The modernisation or customised jobs that I've done to them, some of them are still awaiting things, paint or string, etc. So we'll go to the Sherman first. So obviously, as you see, the assistant driver slash machine gunner at the front, radio operator if you wish. Obviously their top hatch is missing. The log effect, fantastic, but it's still missing some string, obviously for rope. Also we've got the cable that runs along for towing, but that still has to be, hooks just be put on for that. Overall, I hope you like it. Repainted it all and added some tracks and road wheels for it. Logs at the side with some foliage and accessories such as the ammo crates and tarp, etc. The whole idea behind this was it was supposed to give it a look of a later on versioned Sherman. The paint job I did at the front, you'll notice that there is colours here and here. That was a self paint act of putting in divisional and trade markings. So obviously it's armoured core, it's got a wee armoured symbol and its division or badge. They never worked out. You can't actually see them, but I actually had to print off stickers. Though the idea of this vehicle was supposed to be the 2nd Fife and Forfer, moving into northern Germany with the Commandos. I do have a wee selection of Commandos, but they're in the box somewhere. One day I'll get them out and I'll do a wee video on like the figures that I've got. So the idea behind that was, obviously, as I said, so later on the crews decided to put a wee bit of added protection, obviously with road wheels and tracks and logs. So that was the idea behind this. I hope you like it. It is a bit of a mad job, but it worked out not too bad. It still needs a wee bit of weathering, etc. done to it, and I was thinking of doing adding on, obviously, as you can see here on the Sherman, you do have impact on the armour, either from a low velocity round or from obviously a round that maybe has lost the velocity to puncture through the armour. So I was thinking adding a couple of them, obviously giving them a bit of effect as well to show where they are. Next one on the list, we'll do the Mark IV. This was a whole new paint job done for the Mark IV. I did it all in with the spray gun. They were great when I could get them to work. With foliage added, obviously, put the grass down on top for an added bit of camouflage to the vehicle, and on the barrel as well. The whole idea behind that was, obviously, in the fields of Normandy, German units were always afraid of Allied air attack, so the idea of thunderbolts or typhoons diving out the sky scared the hell out of the Germans, so they tried to get as much camouflage on them as possible. This one actually, I think it was the second one I did, and it turned out pretty well. One problem is, if you look down at the track, you will see the big gap. Yep, this is what happened to that one. So when it came to me, it was damaged. Still trying to figure out a way to do this, of repairing that in some way. As I said before with a couple other ones, I think I'm getting a 3D printer and doing them through that. So fingers crossed if I can get the money for that. Righty, we'll move on to we'll leave the Panthers to the end. The Hanomag. Whoa! So as you can see, the Hanomag has a very peculiar type of paint job done to it. This was based on an SS paint scheme that I had seen in a book. All the colours, by the way, that I use are Valero. Valero based, I should say, sorry. So if anybody's asking, oh, interesting colours, that's what I use. The log effect done, you can see some impact just here and there. They were done using a Phillips screwdriver, or a Phillips screw I should say as well. It's a good actual wee work to do on the logs. It does give it a good wee effect. And obviously it's still got the rope. This is just missing wee bits, obviously, lights and stuff like that. It didn't come with the rear mounted 42, so there's another thing missing, and you can see a bit of greyness. That's caused by glue, which I still haven't got around to fixing yet, and sorry about that. But overall, I hope you like this one. This is a wee fabby that I like. Then we've got the Hanomag Nibberwerfer. So obviously the rockets on the sides. I just finished this the other day there. Still not 100% sure that I like it completely yet, but it is nice for like near the end of the war kind of version, Battle for Berlin, which I was thinking if I had the time and space I would do a diorama for, because I have picked up a few more vehicles in the last couple of weeks that would go excellent for that kind of diorama. If we want to get into them, I will put a video up with all the extras that I get, that I pick up. I usually pick up bargains here and there. Sometimes I don't pick up bargains, and it's just the fact that if it's going and I've got the money, I don't mind getting. I'll get a video of them up, guys. So this one is the Panther. Again, the idea behind this was it's a Normandy kind of effect to it. Obviously the grass over the barrel, top of the vehicle, on the front mount, troops, logs. Again, it's missing some of the rope to keep as if the logs are still there. Overall, this one turned out not too bad. This started out with a spray, but then had to be hand painted due to problems with the spray. And you can see obviously the stickers are starting to come off over time. Should have really glued them on. So I gave it the number 215. There's no unit markings, but I was kind of going for like a Hitler Youth effect to it, obviously for the battle for Cannes, kind of being deployed forward, especially with troops sitting on, which wouldn't have really happened obviously with Allied air power, but still a nice wee one or idea for it. So a bit of foliage, a wee bit of dirt and that, etc. on it. If you're wondering where you can get foliage, you can try a wee app. It's called AliExpress, Alibaba, some other ones. It's a good one to have. Things are actually a wee bit cheaper on it. Waiting times, depending on the seller, you can have it in a couple of weeks, sometimes a couple of months, but it's worth it with the prices that I got it for. They're constantly changing on there, obviously, with fluctuations of price, with people's currency. But you can pick things up there quite cheap, and they're no bad made. So it's a good one to look at. I mean, I pick up a lot of accessories and that for vehicles on there, such as obviously that's where I got my some of my logs. I got the grass on there and some of the foliage. So I also got the kit for the Hanomag there for the rockets. That was off the alley, but that actually wasn't a conversion kit for the Hanomag. That was just for the rockets. I couldn't get a conversion kit at all for the Hanomag, so it was really disappointing. So I had to just make do what I had and build it. So it's not 100%, and like I said in one of the other videos, sometimes I just have to make do and go with what I've got. So we'll do the last pan for now, and obviously this still has its original paint scheme on it. I decided not to try and change it because I love that paint scheme, and just can't remember it. It's the same paint scheme as 332, the original. If you're not sure of that one, it's quite a funky paint scheme. It's a very Germanised colours. It's a three-tone colour. and you will enjoy it. So I decided not to paint over it because I like that, and just decided to absolutely blanket this in foliage, straw, bushes, grass, netting, and obviously as you see at the back I've got logs with a chain round them, which actually is not too bad. I've also got tracks. I managed to acquire some spare tracks and put them on the side. If you look at some of the older pictures of the Panther off G, you'll see that the crews decided that the best thing to do was to mount tracks on the side of the turret, as well as extra road wheels. See there and there. They do need a colouring, apologies about that. They decided to mount them for added protection. So you can see, obviously I did go a wee bit nuts with the straw and hay effect to it, which I think I'll cut down when I get around to painting this. But overall it's a good wee model. I think I did not too bad with it. I think there's wee things that do need change, but like I said before, your imagination can run wild when you decide to customise them. You know, you can either go berserk like I do, or you can get right in it like a lot of scale modelers do. They go for the perfection kind of side and want to make it absolutely pristine to what's going on, which I don't have a problem with. But if I get this video up, give us a wee show, because if anybody's ever thinking about it, go nuts. Always say it, go nuts with it. It's the best thing to do. If I try to think, I will get another video up shortly before I go back to my work, and I'll try to get one up about the helicopters that I have, obviously the Forces of Valor 148 scales. And we'll get that up shortly. And also I've got the planes to do. I'm hoping to get the videos up again about the new Forces of Valor Water Suns up soon as well, because I know that a lot of guys are thinking about buying them and they want to know what they're like. So I will try and get videos up of them soon. So I hope you're all well, taking care. Until the next time, bye bye now.